All news on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Mwachiko, and these are the top stories. Senator Abbo petitions Tinubu demands punishment of judge who nullified his election. Aisha Yufu calls President Bola Tinubu illegitimate. Gunmen kill policeman in Abbo. And U.S. Bureau of Prisons to probe hush puppy over viral feast at Fort Dix facility. Details now. The world news begins with the former federal lawmaker Aisha Abbo disclosing that he has written petitions to President Bola Tinubu and the National Judicial Council over the nullification of his election by the Court of Appeal. Abbo stated this during his press briefing on Wednesday. He explained that the petition addressed to the president asked him to stop the swearing-in of C.E. Ijeoma, who was recently nominated as a potential justice of the Supreme Court. The erstwhile lawmaker insisted that Justice Ijeoma, who led the judgment that nullified his election in October 2023, is corrupt and not fit to be among the justices of the apex court. He added that he had also called the NJC to investigate the issues surrounding the nullification of his election. According to him, he says, "We have kept quiet for so long and see some judicial bandits become a threat to Nigeria's democracy, and it's time for us to begin to hold the judiciary liable, because if today," he also buttressed further that the judges, why are they above the law? They deliberately occasioned a miscarriage of justice and nobody holds them responsible. Are they above the law? Do you need to be in the good book of the law or on the side of the law? The answer is simple. Citizens should be on the side of the law, not in the good book of a judge. And the judge who gave the perverse judgment, who actually 3 of our recent judgments are against the judgment she gave. She went against her own judgment in my own case and was nominated to the Supreme Court. End quote. Meanwhile, social media influencer and political activist Aisha Yufu has described President Tinubu as an illegitimate president. She made this statement while featuring on a television program anchored by former presidential spokesperson Laolo Akonde. She described President Tinubu as a leader who cares less about the nation or the process that brought him to power, claiming he manipulated his way to office. Lamenting the state of insecurity around the country, the co-convener of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, the rate of kidnapping around the country, saying no citizen is guaranteed safety anywhere around the country. She said, in quote, "Nigeria has gotten to a place where you are not even sure you are going to see the next day, because you might be a victim and be taken away even from inside your own house. And that's where Nigeria is right now." End quote. She stipulated further that the country and the administration does not care for the people, has no feelings whatsoever, and cannot feel the pulse of the nation. Meanwhile, the United States Bureau of Prisons says it will probe convict Ramon Abas, currently 7 and 11-year sentence, after a viral video that similarly showed someone believed to be Mr. Abbas holding a fist with others inside what was reported as his detention facility at Fort Dix, New Jersey. Also, Mr. Abbas' ally and social media influencer Tunde Adekunle alias Tunde Ednot celebrated his birthday on January 22. Now, while fans and other celebrities joined the birthday across Nigeria and parts of the U.S., a video surfaced showing a feast of different foods, including jollof rice, pasta and soda drinks, in what appeared to be a jail facility. The video, being analyzed, showed a grey double bunk and a bed covered in white sheets. The features reminiscent of a prison interior stoked rumors that Mr. Abbas was really having a swell time celebrating his friend's birthday behind bars. Nigerians familiar with Mr. Abbas's voice insisted that he was the one in the viral video. Mr. Abbas, aged 41, was convicted for his role in a multi-million-dollar international fraud scheme in 2022. Hush Puppy was arrested in Dubai before and extradited to the United States to answer for his crimes. In the first few years of his incarceration, Mr. Abbas enrolled in prison educational courses and took an active role in cleaning prison facilities, becoming one of the correctional facility's finest toilet cleaners and a bid to earn a lighter sentence. The U.S. Court of of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit in Los Angeles on January 19 dismissed Mr. Abbas's appeal to review and reduce his 11-year sentence on the grounds of his good behavior during his stay so far in jail. I actually have via the telephone a social, political, and national affairs commentator, and that is Mr. Darlington. Mr. Darlington will help us answer some questions as regards the stories that I read out on the World News at 6. Mr. Darlington, good evening and welcome to the World News at 6.
Yeah, it's a good evening, and thank God it's Friday, and thank God we are winning.
Yes, thank God, Mr. Darlington, that it is Friday. A happy one indeed. At the moment, Nigeria and Angola are battling it out, and apparently everyone is praying that Nigeria wins it. Otherwise, we're going home. At the moment, with the current state of the Nigerian economy and the country in general, this is the only thing that is giving everyone respite. This is the thing giving everyone that sense of togetherness. So we're hoping that the game works in Nigeria's favor. Now, let's start off with... Yes,
we need it something to cheer us up.
Yes, it is. It is indeed needed. It is indeed needed. And hopefully we're going to get it. Now, let's start off with Aisha Abbo. Of course, you know Aisha Abbo's story. Well, apparently, he is talking about a judge who ruled in his matter. He claimed that the justice is corrupt, and that right now it seems like the Nigerian judge or the Nigerian justice system feels like some of the justices are above the law. He is saying categorically that right now the judiciary is being handled by, he termed them judicial bandits, and that they've taken over the space, and right now the common man has no hope. Would we say it's because Aisha Abbo is not on the beneficial side in this whole thing? Is that why this statement is being made, considering his history?
No, the man is right, though.
Okay.
Yes, the problem of our electoral system is mostly caused by the courts. If you look at how Tinubu got to power, in fact, that one is so annoying. Very, very annoying, seriously. To make matters worse, the same courts that ruled at the appeal court in favor of Tinubu, with all the evidence against him, has been elevated to the Supreme Court. That is the Samani Abi.
Yes.
They are going to the Supreme Court. So you now ask yourself, are you telling me that people are not rewarded for bad behavior? It's wrong. The courts are not living up to it. At the point, the NBA had to tell the judiciary to clean up themselves, to tell you how bad the things has been. Even the Reverend SAN, Olisabakoba, he made a comment about this our court. So everybody's aware. What the man said is not a fabrication.
Oh, but you do know that the reason why, besides what you're just stating, coming from Aisha Abbo, a lot of critics feel that Aisha Abbo is not in the right position to be making that statement. They feel, or they say rather, that if Aisha Abbo had been on the benefiting side of this judgment, he would not be making the statement he's making. In fact, at the moment, he said he wrote to President Tinubu to stop the elevation of Ijeoma into the Supreme Court until an investigation is conducted. Do you think that if he wrote this, that at all the presidency will look into it or even consider that he wrote anything?
It is the National Judicial Council. It is the National Judicial Council that is a body that should, discipline the judges.
Okay.
Tinubu may not have any say in this matter. Let him write to NJC and then state his reason. It is not out of place for them to review what he has complained about. They are not above the law. They are not above the law.
All right, let's look at Aisha Yufu.
Somebody blaming Aisha Abbo. Please let us start looking at the message and leave the messenger.
All right.
What the man is complaining about, is it a germane case? That is the first thing. Leave whether he favored him or not. That is the way to look at issues.
All right. Okay. So let's look at the situation with Aisha Yufu. Aisha Yufu has come out to declare that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is illegitimate. And she also, one of the reasons why she made that kind of statement was because, according to her, she said that the administration is not empathic enough to feel what the people are going through. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come out on several occasions to tell Nigerians that he feels their plight since fuel subsidy was removed and that he feels their pains anytime he puts on his television and that he sees, the groaning and complaint of Nigerians, that he feels it. But according to the president, he said that pain comes before any gratuity and that's what Nigeria is facing at the moment. However, she has categorically stated that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is, illegitimate, and that she says, we have someone who rigged his way into office, an illegitimate president who doesn't care, and of course anyone who is ready to do anything, snatch it, run with it, and all of that to get into office. She went further to say they don't care about the people, there is no empathy, and that's what we are seeing today. And she used the opportunity because she was lamenting the state of insecurity around the country, and she's saying at the moment people can't even stay in their homes, people are not happy, people cannot even move on the road, there is nowhere secure for Nigerians. What's your take on this?
The lady is correct. Everything she said about Tinubu, I am alarmed myself with it, because from the beginning, or rather ab initio, Tinubu does not possess the qualities of a president. He doesn't.
Okay.
We were all here when he refused to come for debate. We were all here when he told us he was going to follow from where Buhari stopped. And he did not even ask himself, what are those good legacies of Buhari that he wants to follow? Nobody asked him. And when he came into office, he has been acting like that. So he doesn't possess what it takes to lead the country. All those things he was saying, look, my own impression of Tinubu is that he's acting like a mafia godfather. In the mafia world, the godfather will always tell you how sympathetic, he will even be crying with you. You will be thinking that this man is so sympathetic. Meanwhile, he is the cause of your problem. I'm telling you, when the mafia godfather strike, he will be the first to go and pay you condolence visits for something he did. So, and from that incident, I don't think Tinubu is a novice in that area.
Okay.
That's why he's always telling you, I sympathize with you. I share your pain. He will even think that he wants to cry on your behalf. Meanwhile, what is he doing in reality? What is he doing? Is there anything that have shown you that Tinubu really means what he's saying? One single action he has taken. All the ones he took, did he not reverse all of them? So, and it will continue like that. Right. Very soon now, June 12 will come. He will read another statement, repeating what he told you last year. He will repeat it. Until 4 years is over.
All right, let's see this particular scenario where this particular story trended, I think, earlier on today. Isaac Fayeshe, brother of former Ekiti Governor Ayodele Fayeshe, has charged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to seize domiciliary accounts with above $1,000 to tackle the Naira free fall against the dollar. So he says, President Tinubu, you have to be wicked. Don't laugh. That is what he said in the viral video. I actually have it here and I'm going to play it out very soon. This statement is coming in the wake of the Naira free fall against the dollar, whereby we do know the Naira plunged to 1,520 Naira to a dollar. And we know that the Naira had been on a downward trend since before Mr. Tinubu resumed office on May 29, but it hit its all-time low following Mr. Tinubu's dual policy on fuel subsidy removal and floating of the Naira at his assumption of office. I wanted to take a listen to him.
If you want dollar to come down, just come to tell it this week. Tell all of us we get domiciliary account. See, if you see more than $1,000 on private, you go seize them or you go auction them, replace them with Naira. You go tell banks we store, even Peter Obi will be your opponent. Peter Obi Bank stored over $1 trillion in dollar for their Fidelity Bank. and he go come and come say, oh, they are not running economy well. You are storing dollar in a country of naira, and you say economy go good. All of them, that you want, even me, auction my money, my brother auction his own, is all the former governors, all the anybody who keep dollar, auction now, change them to naira for them, give them. Who they spend your naira, no store dollar here. If you want store dollar, go store for America. If you want store pounds, store for London. If you want store Europe, go store for Europe. Get out.
All right, now this is where this story becomes quite confusing. When he stated that, it trended on X and everybody was talking about the fact that, oh, so this is what it is. The person that a lot of Nigerians consider to be a saint is actually one of such persons who are benefiting from this company. How come in the whole of this entire ordeal that, a lot of critics decide to pick on the Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate by saying that he stored over 1 trillion naira and that he is the reason the economy is falling? In what aspect, in what regard, in what respect? Can you help me buttress that, please?
You see, it's like P2B. Anybody who does not, and you know where it is coming from. Mm-hmm. You know those who are always taking a swap at P2B. Mm-hmm. They want to direct the attention of the people to P2B for the problem their own brother is causing the quality. So what do you expect? P2B is like how do I call it? That ripe mango by the roadside. Everybody wants to take a basin at it in order to get at it. So I am not surprised. You ask yourself, what does the P2B have to do with this matter? Answer. Can somebody ask Fayose and his fellow travelers, what does P2B have to do with this matter? They have left the last policy that is worrying us, and they are treating rashes. It's unfortunate. That Fayose, I don't even know why he's talking and why he should make news. Did you not realize that at a point he was supporting Tinubu? At a point, this Fayose was supporting Tinubu. You see sycophancy. Anybody who is a sycophant, run away from him because you don't know where he stands on any issue.
It's the brother, not Fayose himself. Is the brother Isaac, the brother, not Fayose himself.
Oh, okay. Whether the brother or himself, what is the difference? Do you think the man is speaking for himself? Are you telling me that Fayose is not aware of what the brother was saying? What I'm not saying is that these sycophants, were they not the one who supported Tinubu ab initio? Why are they not standing against him that he should make the naira free fall, this and that? When he took that decision, did anybody talk? Did they criticize him? Some of us who did, they were calling us names. I said it in that video that this is trouble coming. But they were clapping for him. He took a bold step. He has the courage. He has taken the right decision. Where are those people now? Esther, where are those people now? Somebody who doesn't know anything about economy, taking economic decisions that will affect the whole nation. At least he would have waited until he employed his ministers, call his economic team, and then seek their own input. On the inaugural day, he started talking anyhow. Look at the result now. You cannot give what you don't have. But people have not accepted it. He keeps telling us what you do. Now he has entered the ring. Oh, yeah, now do the boxing. Since you're a good boxer. Did you not tell us you had first class in economics? So what happened? As a chartered accountant, what happened now? What happened now? What is that single decision Tinubu have taken in office that will tell you that this man is intelligent? I have told you, Tinubu is a creation of Lagos Ibadan Press. They created him. They propped him up and packaged him for Nigeria, for Lagos City. You have seen it now that Lagos is not Abuja, or Nigeria is not Lagos. Let him do the work now. Are we going to continue this complaint in the next 4 years?
All right.
Every time, don't worry. Something is coming. Or is it when all of us die that the thing will come?
All right, I remember when I and you talked 2 days ago when I was asking you questions concerning some speculations as to the fact that the United States of America have actually asked questions or posed questions to Nigerians who were groaning and complaining about this current administration, that if they're not happy, if they are dissatisfied and they're not getting what was promised to them by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that they should do the needful, which is try to go to the Nigerian courts and see how the court can do the needful in terms of giving them whoever it is their choice would be. Others believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu may be an asset to the United States. I remember talking about it on the World News at 12, because according to them, they feel that all the while Nigerians were asking for his records to be released during the time that the case was at the tribunal before the Supreme Court, that the U.S. stalled in releasing all those documents despite several occasions where appeals were written, even when the case went to the court. And at the moment, when all of these things are on ground and it feels like there are evidences to prove to it, well, Nigerians are complaining now, and the U.S. asking us to do the needful are the same people who concealed some vital documents on the president. So the questions Nigerians are asking is, when we complain to the to either any of these European countries, do they respond just because they mean what they respond to us, or they just respond based on the fact that they want to be on the good side or on the positive light of Nigerians, considering the fact that they benefit from any administration that comes on board most times?
Don't mind the United States. They are hypocrites. All this Western power, they are the problem of Nigeria. You see US and UK, they are the problem of Nigeria. They have a very ulterior motive in Nigerian politics. Mention any leader that come up in Nigeria that the US and UK are not involved in. Are they not the ones selecting these bad leaders for us? Are they not the ones? The document they were supposed to release, you saw how they delayed until the Supreme Court judgment, and they were giving an excuse. If they release it, it will hurt Tinubu. When they managed to release it, they remove his name. Giving all sorts of reasons. Didn't they know that they are going to give us a very bad product when they were supporting Tinubu? Now they are speaking from both sides of their mouth. What needful are we going to do when the Supreme Court have ruled in favor of Tinubu? What needful are they asking us to do? Are they indirectly asking the military to overthrow Tinubu or what? I don't understand. There is no other needful to be done until 4 years is over. Let the United States hear this. There is no other needful to do until 4 years is over, because we're in a democracy.
So
they should take a bite from what they gave us.
So from
they supported Tinubu.
Okay, so from the conversation we've had now, because we're running out of time, Mr. Darlington, Aisha Abbo stating that the Nigerian judicial system has been overtaken by judicial bandits. If that is the case, then what happens with upcoming elections in the country that would determine who becomes the administrator of the nation, if, according to him, that we have the chairs at the NJC taken over by judicial bandits? What is the next line of action?
It is left for the people. If we want it to remain, it will remain. But if we are going to protest against it, my dear, nobody, no army in the world will defeat an angry people. All the revolutions we have had all over the world, is it not the people? When the people get tired of whatever it is, they will rise up and say enough is enough. So it is the people. If we want it to remain, then let it remain. But you say no. What are you telling me? Didn't you see how NSAS started? Was it not simultaneous all over the country? So if the judiciary think that Nigerians, they can give whatever they like, one day the people will protest against them. And I don't know how they are going to take it. If they are not ready to give us good judgment that will stand the test of time, then they should wait for the anger of the people. Because it will come one day, it will definitely come. If they do what they did in 2023, in 2027, my dear, there will be problem. There will be problem because the people are going through hell. And they are blaming the judiciary. They are blaming the judicial for giving us Tinubu because his victory came from the judiciary.
Mr. Darlington, in a minute. So what should Nigerians do now? I think that's a question a lot of Nigerians are asking. What do they do? If it feels like we're between, the deep blue sea and a very high, strong rock or a Mount Everest, so what should Nigerians do now?
We should enjoy it for 4 years now. What else? Do you have any choice? There's nothing you can do. We are in a democracy. The Supreme Court have ruled. In fact, I was in on last week. Somebody that went to court to say that Tinubu did not win. The Supreme Court knocked it off. And even warned the man not to try that frivolous petition again. So the matter is settled. We have to live with it. That is why some of us, we are crying to high heaven. Don't make this mistake. Else I was in that studio shouting. Nothing they did not call me. Nothing they did not tell me. You were present. You saw it. You had it. So that is it. Well, what an old man is sitting down. A young man that climbed Irokoti will not see it. We cried out. We shouted, but the people refused. They say, Miloko, Miloko. What do you want me to do now? Let all of us bear it now. Let's bear it.
All right, Mr. Darlington, thank you so much for giving us your perception on the issues in the world news at 6. I sincerely do appreciate your input.
Thank you, my dear, and have a happy weekend.
You too. And now to wrap up the world news at 6, here again are the top stories. You heard that Senator Abbo petitions Tinubu, demands punishment of judge who nullified his election. Aisha Yufu calls President Bola Tinubu illegitimate. Gunmen kill policeman in Ebonyi State. Also, Isaac Faishe fumes on a dollar, considering and asking, or rather advising President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on what to do. Finally, we do have the U.S. court convicting Nigerian international fraudster and stating that over his viral fit at Fort Dix facility. That is a wrap on the world news at 6 on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Wachuku. Good evening and thank you for staying with us.